Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of CES 2018 right here on our set at CES in Central Hall, high atop Central Hall in the Las Vegas Convention Center. I'm Michael Artsis, and we're bringing this to you live at BeTerrific TV on all social media. Don't forget, download the Apple TV, Android TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire apps on your smart TV devices and all that stuff. And check us out everywhere, iOS, Android. You know, Craig Moffitt from Data Video just stopped by. He loves our set, and I just wanted to say thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you. He's an old friend. You know, we've talked about him in Data Video before. We've got Larry here from OWC, Other World Computing. How you doing?
Doing great. Yourself?
Awesome. I mean, this is like, it's like having a wedding, a Sweet 16, and a bar mitzvah all in one while at the Super Bowl with all this music.
Yeah, you can. They're definitely cranking it up. That's for sure. Holy cow.
You guys make some really great stuff. You also kind of resell some other people's really great stuff, but mostly you're known for making your own great stuff. It's about storage, and it's about computing parts.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in our 30th year. We've been upgrading Macs forever. I mean, taking away that kind of that planned obsolescence that we see where you can go faster, better, keep it cranking, keep it relevant, and that's something we really enjoy doing. Storage has been near and dear to us for 2 decades now. And we've really gotten the attention of filmmakers and also audio folks that need reliable, fast storage. So quite frankly, they can get their stuff done without having to worry about the technology. If you got to worry about the tech, you got a problem.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is most filmmakers, most gamers, most production people, they don't want to know what's going on. They just want to know how to get it done. What's the easiest path to that? So you've got a slew of products. This thing is one of them. This is a storage array that's pretty fast. It's got a lot of cooling then too. Is that what the fins are for?
Yeah, that is the fastest flash array on the planet today for Thunderbolt 3. It's plug and play, goes up. It's from 1 terabyte up to 8 terabytes. Over 2,450 megabytes a second of real world, not just interface, real world sustained performance for either editing, for moving that data, whether it's ingest, processing, post edit, or just you need a lot of flash, you want it to be fast.
So that would be about 2.4 gigabits per second, is that correct?
2.4 gigabytes, not gigabits.
Gigabytes per second. Very nice. That's a ton of bandwidth, and these fins are for cooling, I imagine.
Absolutely. It runs fast. I mean, the fins keep it nice and cool, which is what we want.
And you can take it with you on the go. Up to 8 terabytes, you can store a good amount of footage on it, even if you're shooting 4K or 360 video.
Even if you're going 5K and certainly 360, multiple feeds, even 60 and 8K, that's got the capacity you need today. It's amazing how storage demand has grown.
You might need multiple ones of these. They don't daisy chain, I imagine, but you could certainly have multiple ones plugged in.
Actually do daisy chain. You can put up to 6 of them in an array. So
does it slow it down at all?
Each one will run at full speed. It doesn't slow it down having multiple unless you're running multiple at the same time.
6 times 5 is 30. That would be 30 grand.
Yeah, if you're going to go to the full 48 terabytes of flash. But you know what you do? You get a Thunderblade, you offload your video, you put it onto one of our Thunderbase 4s, which goes up to 72 terabytes. Well, that's a Thunderbase 6. I'm talking about a future product, but you go 48 terabytes.
Oh, wait, hold on. Don't mind that. The future product is a Thunderbase 6, and that'll be 72 terabytes?
Our Thunderbase 6 will go up to 72 terabytes. It's going to be introduced at NAB. We have our Thunderbase 4 that goes up to 48 terabytes today. So you offload to that. You put it onto the Thunderbase, which is spinning media drive. Very cost-effective, very fast, but lets you offload all this great work. You can even edit on that. We're still over 1,200 megabytes, over 1.2 gigabytes a second in a spinning media solution.
Wow.
But here's your ingest, do your editing, do your post-edit, push it over.
The spinning, the HDDs, they're not, they're much faster than 7,200 RPM, aren't they?
We go 7,200 RPM because, quite frankly, it's not so much the media that ends up being the limiter, it's more the interface.
Got it.
So we put a bunch together, and you get good sustained speed and reliability.
Very nice, very cool stuff. And then this is a smaller version up to 1 or 2 terabytes?
This goes up to 2 terabytes, starts at 250 gigabytes, which I understand is awesome for gamers. You're talking, 1,400 to 2,400 megabytes a second. So for somebody who just wants to plug in today with the gaming rigs, you got an external GPU, you come in, you plug in your Envoy Pro EX, which again plugs in through Thunderbolt 3. Everything loads exceptionally fast, all your profiles, all your settings, everything.
So if you were going to take your gaming rig on the road, you have your laptop with your external graphics card, your gaming rig, and you'd plug this hard drive in, it's an SSD, and then you can play the game off of this instead of playing it off your computer, which alleviates some of the processing on the computer. Now both of these are for PC or Mac?
PC or Mac, and this starts at $279.
That's very reasonable. What's it cost in 2 terabytes?
2 terabytes is $12.99 to $16.99 depending upon the model.
Okay. And
1 terabyte's more the sweet zone at about $600.
Well, it depends. I like the 2 terabytes.
Right on.
Go
right
big
on.
or go home.
I agree. That's what we've been saying all week.
What's this device? Is this an interface for somebody who has a Mac Pro laptop, a MacBook Pro?
Thankfully, it's for whether it's a MacBook Pro or a MacBook or a Windows PC or even a Chromebook. That's actually a Type-C dock, and it's a true dock. There's a million hubs, and I'm sure you've seen 1,000 times that here. I mean, a billion probably all over the place.
Well, not quite a billion, but we have seen a lot.
It feels like that, but what most of them miss, in fact, pretty much everything misses, certainly under $50, which this is the ability to also power your laptop. So you have very limited Type-C ports. Like in the case of a MacBook, you have one. In the case of a lot of the new HPs, you've got 2 ports. This allows you to plug everything. You're out in the field. You need to have, you want to transfer media via UHS-2 to a bus power drive. That's got 2 Type A ports. Bus power drives through your power delivery on your laptop. Without any untethered, without depending upon external power. You get back to the office. You get back to your hotel. Now you want to actually get some more work done, but you got to charge your battery too. These other docks, which really aren't docks, they're glorified hubs, don't have power delivery. You got to unplug the dock to charge the laptop. This, you plug the power right through, you keep on working, you keep everything plugged in, you keep on going. It's got HDMI, it's got 2 USBs, and it's got, I think I already said, it's got an HDMI port. So
excellent. How did OWC start?
It started just honestly, had a personal need. Number one, I couldn't drive. Getting my computer upgraded meant having to.
You couldn't drive? You were too young?
I was too young to drive.
Yeah, because you look very young, and yet it's a 30-year-old company, so you couldn't drive. Mom would have to take you wherever you went.
Mom or dad, whoever, kind of have to make it convenient.
How old were you when you started OWC?
The company officially started in 1988. I was 14.
14 years old. Wow.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you couldn't drive.
Couldn't drive, and at that time it was just very simple memory upgrades. And you bring your system in, there'd be the tech, literally with his feet up on the table, reading the publication, take 10 or 15 minutes to get checked in. Then you have to come back a week later. Computers used to be a lot bigger.
Yep.
Used to be.
What was your first computer?
My very first computer was a Dorpa. It was an Atari 400 XL.
Very nice.
And I should give you the backstory. I lived, in Marengo, Illinois, population, around 5,000 people. And it was a complete fluke that my folks, they won this thing. They would have, the computer, my dad actually adopted technology, but to bring home a computer that I could use back in 81, 80,
yeah.
It was absolute, good fortune. It changed, honestly, it changed my life.
It absolutely did. So then,
my mom, I do want to also big time add. My mom, God rest her soul,
yeah.
She made me code on it. She made me actually do things to learn. They had the cassette deck on it for storing. She didn't let me play games on it. She made me learn how it worked.
Wow, that's amazing. I had a Commodore 64, then a 386, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah, and it had I think 12 megabytes of RAM.
Probably 12 kilobytes.
Yeah. All right, so your mom's driving you to the store. You have to wait for mom to drive you to the store, then some lazy guy to help you out, and that takes forever.
I won't call the guy lazy.
He was lazy. Feet up on the desk is lazy. Come on, let's be honest. And it frustrated you that you'd have to wait, so what happens?
What happens is I find out this number one, I can offer this product for we got lots of good tech resources. Figured out what he was actually doing, and not only that, it could be done in less than the time it took to do the paperwork, and I could show people how to do these things themselves. Pull back that black curtain, pull back the curtain, and start to show people how they could upgrade.
But how were you going to show? There was no iPhone to shoot some videos and throw them up on YouTube and tell people how to do this. And you're 14 at the time, so there's a disconnect there. You saw the guy, okay, I could do this myself.
Oh, I didn't see the guy do it.
No, I'm saying
Sure.
You saw the guy taking his time, and then you realized, well, maybe I can figure out how to do this myself. So what'd you start doing? Ordering computer parts yourself? You weren't making the parts, right?
No, back in the day it was putting kits together. Memory meant individual chips.
Right.
They were chips that plugged in. Honestly, very simple stuff for all practical purposes.
And so you started teaching people how to do it?
Actually, I used online. Nobody wants to talk to a 14-year-old, but when you're online, America Online had just opened. They had a mall classified section that nobody was using, but lots of people were looking at it. And I was one of the very first people to actually go back in. This is late '88.
Amazing.
started posting there, started using different chat rooms, and this particular, when I started, you could posting that up, and it'd be up there for a week or more. A couple years later, you put a post up and it'd be gone in like 5 minutes, because everybody was using it, but started to reach out to people. And I remember the first person and I wrote instructions. By 92, we were doing videos, but the first instruction, I had a customer, a guy asked me, well, what happens if I break a chip? Because he asked me, can you do this for me? I said, I just, in my heart, I can't charge you to do this. It's unnecessary. Well, if I break a chip, I'll say another one. Buy 2 kits. The cost, I'm offering this stuff. There's one other little piece of the story. There had been an earthquake in 1988 that sent memory prices through the roof.
That would have been in the San Francisco Bay Area?
No, this was in Taiwan. This is overseas. And the equipment used to be
because that would have been like 91, 92. Wait. Hey, Eric, when was the earthquake during the World Series? 92? The earthquake during the World Series was 92? 91, 92, maybe
Yep.
90, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, this is in Asia.
Or 80, was it 89? Okay, but you were this was in Asia and sent memory prices up.
Sent memory prices up. The equipment's very seismically sensitive, and it used to be a different drill back, 3 decades ago.
Sure.
But long story short, everything gets back online. In our market, everybody raised their prices up, and they never brought it back down. And I looked to the PC side of the fence, and these are the same damn chips, pardon me.
Yep.
And I can offer this product. I can do this for a lot less than everybody else is. I can do the instructions. I can save these folks money.
Where were you getting the chips from? Asia?
No, there's plenty. There's a million wholesalers across the U.S. This was the heyday.
But you were like 14. This is amazing.
You know what? I tell you, the power of the telephone, and nobody knows how old you are.
Did your mother encourage you? Did your father? Or you just did this on your own?
I worked for my dad since I was really young. My dad tolerated it.
What did your father do?
He was a paper broker.
What does that mean?
That means, how do I say, the paper that goes in, anything from the paper you're printing on to the paper that's, the paper towels and such. He's buying to the cardboard by the liner board.
So he would broker deals between people who needed the paper and people who had the paper to sell.
Yeah, and the raw paper, absolutely.
All right, so you get your sales pitch from him, your sales kind of identity from him, and now you're on the phone, working the phone. I need this part. I got to send it to that guy, and we need 10 of these and 4 of those, and then you're saying you're online at AOL.
Memory was easy. Memory was easy. Bring it in quantity, split it up, create the kits, and send them out. it was just kidding product. And then grew in the hard drives. Actually, we had the very first bus power drives, and this was a company that we work with. Didn't make it, and we took them over for all practical purposes, their technology.
How quickly did you start making real money? So you're 14 and people start paying you, and you're not charging them to tell them how to do it. So how quickly did you start making real money? Like, when did you break 6 figures?
Oh, 6 figures was pretty quick. 1990, I hired my first employee.
When did you break 7 figures?
7 figures was 1993.
Whew. You must have been, so you're 17 years old at that point?
Yes, sir.
What was your first car at 17?
17, I had a Mercury Cougar.
Did anybody at your high school know you were doing this?
To a certain degree, but again, we're Midwest. Low profile. I was wired to do this. This wasn't,
And then how's the evolution of the guy? You're a huge company now. What's the evolution? This is a phenomenal story, by the way. I love this.
Fair enough. I have to tell you, in Woodstock, Illinois, there's a lot of talent. We had Motorola, we had 3Com.
How old was your first employee, by the way? You were 14. Sure. You hired your first employee.
My first employee was in her early 40s. My next employee was a little bit young, but.
Hey, boss. Hey, can you bring me some milk on the way in? My mom couldn't pick up milk this morning.
Right on. Not.
Were they working out of your basement?
No, for all practical purposes.
You got an office?
Got an office, got set up.
At 14?
Well, by 15. My dad, to be fair, I worked out of my dad's office for a few months, and then he basically kicked me out. Because I had all this stuff I'd be packaging, piling up, and it was interfering with my job, which...
This is unbelievable. I love it. Hey, Media Tarver. Thanks so much for joining us. By the way, it's 1989 was the earthquake in the World Series. That's close. I heard 88. It triggered it. Then I.
But this is Taiwan. This is Taiwan, not the U.S.
I'm just setting the record straight for everybody. That's all. Taiwan. There was an earthquake in '88. Got it.
Got it. Came around.
Yeah.
World Series.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And so, because I thought you were saying in Palo Alto area there was the earthquake in the Bay Area, you know, that's what I thought originally. Then you said Taiwan, but I had, you know, thrown out the World Series, so I wanted to straighten it out.
I will say this, it's kind of funny. It seems it doesn't take anything. Somebody, you know, sneezes and they've got an excuse to say there's a supply crunch and boom, prices.
You know what's really interesting? You're such an unassuming guy today. You're so humble and low-key. I really thought, you know, I walked up, I said hello, you came on, I was excited. I'm excited about Other World Computing. We like you guys a lot. And we really say we don't want marketing people on. We really want CEOs, founders, designers, inventors, creators. We really strive for that. And then sometimes, you know, you get a marketing guy on, and I just thought, all right, this guy's young. He's a marketing guy. He said the company's been around 30 years. And all of a sudden you're telling me, you know, you were 14 years old when you started the company. I'm just so impressed with this story. It's phenomenal, and it's so exciting. And I think you're born with the entrepreneur spirit. I really do, because like I started BeTerrific. I wanted to start a bicycle washing business when I was like 6 or 7. And I think when you start thinking about starting a business when you're young, it's because you have that entrepreneur spirit. Do you feel the same way?
Agreed 100%. Yeah. It can be, I mean, I think you can learn it to a certain degree, but I mean, you've either got it or you don't got it.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way either. I mean, it's something, I mean, you have a drive. You're looking to do something different. You're looking to do something better.
And you guys have always stayed ahead of the curve. You're always one step ahead. I mean, this is phenomenal. We do video editing and transferring data all the time, and the biggest thing is speeds and cooling. We talk about cooling all the time. I mean, you and I could geek out off camera all the time. We build our own video switchers. We're sending our video back now over cellular bonded pack to our mission control in New Jersey, so each camera is getting sent back individually and switched live there.
Right on.
Yeah, and during the blackout, we were still on the air because those are cellular and battery powered, and so our cameras are battery powered.
Mushroom?
Yeah. No, those are live view.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Sure. Same concept though. That's unbelievable. So then you keep growing and growing, and then you can start creating products, I imagine. So when does that start?
Now, I'll tell you, back in the 90s, OWC created the ZIF upgrade market for Apple, and that's about a decade, you know, after we started. And that was another opportunity. That was an opportunity where, quite frankly, we had great access to the ZIF processors. I knew how to modify them to make some tweaks, adjustments so they work in the Apple platform. And we brought to that place a very low-cost upgrade that more than doubled the performance of those computers. It's always about maximizing, and I have to say about maximizing, you know, it's want not, you know, how do I say, or waste not, want not, throughout the entire.
Right, I agree with that. You have to maximize your performance, but you got to use that maximized performance. You can't just have overhead to have overhead. I mean, you do need a certain amount of overhead, but you shouldn't just have it to have it. I love what you're doing. I think it's phenomenal. I wish you continued success. Where are you based today?
Our headquarters is Woodstock, Illinois, and then we have an engineering office, Austin, Texas.
And you have a warehouse somewhere?
Yeah, we actually have our main distribution is we have here right north of Las Vegas and Henderson, as well as Woodstock.
Very nice. And your advice to people who are young entrepreneurs and have an idea and want to get started, any age?
You know, it's just hard work. I mean, number one, you got to make sure, you know, from the time out. First off, your time is, you know, it feels like it. I mean, you have all the time in the world, and you know what? Take advantage of that, and it's okay. You don't have to make a lot when you're getting going. Just make sure that concept, you know, can grow into something that, you know, really can support. And plus, you want to be able to take care of folks. Especially in the beginning, you were probably a low margin, high volume. Is that correct? Yeah, that would be a relatively true statement. And honestly, in terms of market, we always want volume. And something that, you know, value is important. You guys are always reasonably priced. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have you enjoyed CES? Yeah, I haven't gotten to see a whole lot of it, but it's been a great week. Really got to talk to a lot of great folks like yourself. So thank you. This is fun. Other World Computing, Other World Computing, Other World Computing. It's OWC. OWC, if you don't know them, you got to check them out right now. He's Larry, I'm Michael, you're the Terrifics. Thanks so much for joining us. We got more to come, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Your live continuing coverage of CES 2018.